I'm HoneyshuckleEX.
I'm Sackbot Barbecue.
And I'm Giggleklutz.
It's part 3 of Splatoon lore.
Woo!
I'm sure you guys are very excited to hear more. We record them in advance, so I don't know how excited you guys are, but I'm sure you're excited.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah!
Let's see where this goes next.
That's the energy I'm looking for.
Woohoo!
So, another note, there's going to be spoilers. We're going to be covering Splatoon 3. If you need to see it for yourself first, go do that.
So yeah, this is the most recent Splatoon, so,
Yeah, and we're also going to be covering the DLC, which only came out a couple months ago. So, the spoiler warning's actually kind of relevant.
Ooh.
yeah, it's like, I know a couple things about the DLC, but none of them that are gonna help me understand it.
Oh, yeah, you know what? That's fair.
Alright, shall we get this show on the road?
Sure. Let's start with saying that Splatoon 3 was released 5 years after Splatoon 2, so there's a pretty big timeline jump.
That's 3 additional years.
Yes.
There's 2 last time, it's 5 this time, yep.
I took a minute to, try to understand what you were trying to say there. But, yeah, I get it, yeah. So, we should see what people were doing in the meantime. Like, what happened to Agent 8? It's a very good question. Agent 8 begins to hang out with Agent 4. Asterisk. The only source we have is that image.
Oh.
They also start going by just 8. They still hang out with Off the Hook and even go with them on their world tour. Agent 4 seems to mind their own business, likely getting back to work or school, but Marina does reach out to them for help with her Project Memverse. Honestly, I'm mostly irrelevant.
Hey, say hi to Bandana D for me.
Okay, that's a reference to our Kirby lore video, which if you haven't watched, you might enjoy. Go check that one out when you're done with this video.
Provided you haven't seen that one already.
You can always revisit it.
Tell Bandana D I said hi for me.
I still know nothing about Kirby.
That's fair. Agent 3's been doing well, because of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? Captain decides to finally retire because he's old as hell. Agent 3 is promoted to captain of the new Squidbeak Splatoon. I bet you forgot they were called that. They also take up DJing as DJ Sango. Good for them. And DJ Octavio escapes again and somehow nobody bothers to catch him.
I'm free!
Yeah, he's...
Actually, it'd probably be, I am free!
Yeah, I had him say, I'm out.
Yeah.
Notably, DJ Sango is, not a name that's been officially translated. This is from, an art book that never got an English release. But, in Japanese, san is 3, and go is number, so this would effectively be DJ Agent 3.
There we go.
So that's probably what it would be translated as, too.
I mean, Agent 3 is a pretty cool nickname.
It is, yeah. And as long as you keep wearing the headphones every time, stick with the brand. Meanwhile, in the Splatlands, it's not Incadia.
Okay.
Wow.
So we have 3 clans. Remember these 3 clans?
Oh yeah, I kind of remember there were 3 in the Splatlands who did cool stuff.
Who did cool stuff and saved the Splatlands from the floods. Those are the Hohojiro, Onaga, and Manta clans. The heirs of these clans are in middle school, and they begin to bond over music and end up making a band.
Of course, like you do.
Yeah. One source says that they specifically bonded over Calamari Incantation, but I can't find the actual source for that, so
Citation needed.
Yeah, citation needed on that, but it would be on brand.
It seems likely, but cannot confirm.
Yeah, so that's Deep Cut! There are 3 of them! These 3 are thick as thieves, yet are quite competitive with one another. We've got Shiver, who's greedy, would say, bless your heart, and don't Google search. Do not Google search her.
Good idea.
Very good idea. Then we've also got Fry, who has...
She's been inspirational? Is that what's happening?
She's a woman on the internet.
Yeah, that's all it takes to inspire things, yes.
Yes. Then we've also got Fry, who has anger problems, an excellent sense of smell, and has won a single Splatfest out of, I think we've just done, was this our 17th one? And she's only won a single one? Okay, she won one in Japan as well, but that's 2 Splatfests, which is not a lot. And then we've got Big Man, who's blanket-shaped, a wet blanket, and he does all the work.
There we go.
For the record, I am Team Fry. I do love Fry. I wish people would stop hating on her for having a huge forehead. Stop it. She's awesome, okay? Moving on. Big run! We gotta go back to the Salmonids.
Okay.
When the 7 rings are in the sky, Salmonids rush cities and overrun the land, and in the old days, entire cities would fall in their wake. These days, Grizzco pays overtime to keep them back. The cause of the 7 rings is unknown. It may be natural weather patterns or an intentional Salmonid war signal. Salmonids also have big monsters attacking now, too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Did they have big monsters attacking them or attacking with them?
They have these giant beasts called King Salmonids, who will also attack Inklings.
Okay.
Think of them like kaijus. They're really big.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, Salmonid efforts are escalating. And that means as well, though, that we get to meet Little Buddy. A buddy who is little.
Okay.
Sometimes Salmonids get lost during a big run. These Salmonids' metabolism gets fucked up and they need to eat a lot. This one in particular got lost in the Splatlands and met up with a looter who sells scrap found in the wastes. They're best friends forever!
Oh boy, you'd think an octoling would have fallen for that, considering those eyes.
Well, we'll get to that in a second, actually.
I'm paying attention. I'm getting the lore.
You are. But Cuttlefish also doesn't know how to retire.
No, surprise, surprise.
The great Zapfish disappears again, and some fur-covered ink appears in the Splatlands crater. Octavio! It's time to recruit a random child!
You mean Agent 5?
You'd think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd think. So it's gonna be Agent 9?
It's gonna be Agent 3! Yes, you read that right.
Oh, because...
It's because it's Splatoon 3.
Ah.
We gotta have Agent 3. Because Agent 3 is now Captain, Random Scrapper is now Agent 3. Yes, it's confusing.
But you get a little buddy.
You do get a little buddy. And also, they can be an Inkling or an Octoling, which is a first for the series.
Woo-hoo.
Little Buddy is also here, MVP. Yeah, so you can be an Octoling and then bond with Little Buddy, and yeah, it works. It works. You picked up on that. Good job. But they also pose like a model. We really don't know much about them. I need 3 bullet points.
Okay. Straws grass. Check.
Yes.
The new Agent 3 is the new Agent 3.
Yes.
Yeah. Typically, like, the fan base does call them Neo 3, and then we have Captain 3, which only makes it slightly less confusing. Why did you do this to us, Nintendo? Why?
Agent 3 2.
No! But let's talk about fuzzy ooze and mammals. Reverse shaving commence!
Oh.
This fuzzy ooze is a threat because if someone touches it, they become a mammal. Conveniently, Little Buddy is immune, and if powered up, they can eat it and clean up areas of the ooze. Talk about an appetite.
Poor thing. Eating hair. Ah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great, but I mean...
And Little Buddy's got the stomach and the appetite for it.
I won't imagine being Little Buddy then. Yeah.
That sounds
Little
like
Buddy can be Little Buddy. I don't need to be Little Buddy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm already a mammal, so...
Yeah, also, fur looks weirdly good on Octolings. She's slaying.
You get accessorized with real fur.
Real fur. But, of course, that means we have to fight the Octobot King legs. It has legs. How many times do we need to teach you this lesson, old man? Blah, blah, blah. Agent 3 fights Octavio. The day is saved. We can all go home and eat Krabby Cakes. Except when defeated, Octavio doesn't have the great Zapfish. He accuses Cuttlefish of stealing his army. But if you didn't do it... Dun, dun, dun! For the first time in the main storyline, Octavio's not the big bad.
Say what?
Let's have the story actually begin. And Cuttlefish gets kidnapped again. The fuzzy ooze tears...
Like I said. It's like, what? No, I didn't. It's just like, these handcuffs just appeared out of nowhere.
I like to feel important.
It's like, what do you mean I didn't put in my own gag? You gotta be crazy to do that.
We have an audio medium, so I feel the need to translate. No, I didn't bring my own gag. What are you talking about?
Actually, it was you'd have to be crazy to do that.
Yeah, okay, that's even more accurate. So the fuzzy ooze tears open the ground and snatches Craig Cuttlefish while letting Agent 3 and Little Buddy fall to their demise. Hey, remember Slide 7? We're back in Alterna!
Oh, hey.
You mean Slide 7 from Episode 1?
Slide 7 from Episode 1, yeah.
No, I'm sure they don't remember that, but sure.
And you recorded these basically back-to-back, and you're lucky I remember it.
Yeah, I made these jokes thinking, there's a chance that you guys actually don't remember and I'm gonna have to go back.
Well, for the audience that might not remember, Alterna was one of the last saving throws for humanity after an apocalypse of our own creation, where it's a dome they built inside of Mount Fuji after an eruption.
Yes.
And after one generation, people forgot why they lived down there and sent a rocket through the dome trying to get to the surface.
And then that released the
nostalgia juice.
the stuff that was made out of squids that made the sky.
Yes.
And that accidentally may or may not have inklings.
Yes. Very good. Very good. I'm glad that I'm a good teacher. So, let's move on. Captain! I'm so sorry. They're just so grown up now. They're wearing Cuttlefish's gear, yeah.
Okay, but they look tiny.
They're sitting down. The rest of the new Squidbeak's platoon arrive to look for Gramps. Not really shaken up, this happens to them all the time. They pick up some signals that sound like they might be where he's being kept, but someone else also picks up the signals.
Ooh, the plot thickens.
It's Deep Cut, but bandits! Only we may loot here. As it turns out, the crater was Deep Cut's turf, and that makes Alterna also their turf. Whatever's at those signals is theirs. Callie and Marie are still unfazed, with Callie saying, I love them.
I'm so glad they got back together.
I see, this is why everyone loves Callie.
Yeah, Callie's pretty awesome. I mean, apparently not awesome enough to win the Splatfest, but I'm Team Callie, so, I mean, I've lost both final Splatfests, and you know what? I still couldn't be happier.
And that's Splatoon 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, we're done already? Okay.
But if you have any extra, slides you want to show as, an after party, feel free to go ahead. We can keep recording.
Yeah, sure. So, Deep Cut fights you over this. They're the bosses for this campaign. So Shiver, Fry, and Big Man prepare their clan's battle styles to try to defeat you. Sharks, Eels, and Mario Sunshine.
Oh, cool.
It's the Mario Sunshine reference.
Okay.
Oh man, it's forcing your opponent to 100% Super Mario Sunshine, you'd defeat everyone.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take your word for it.
Yeah, this is a pretty, good time, I guess, to note that these three are also based off of the 3 poisons of Buddhism. So Shiver is greed, Fry is hatred, and Big Man is ignorance. And they kind of, exemplify some of that as well, and, it's pretty cool.
You love a good metaphor.
I do love a good metaphor.
Yeah, just a well-thought-out themed character design.
Mm-hmm. And in particular, with Fry, the snake is the one who embodies hatred, so that's why she's got eels.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how the other two tie into a chicken and a pig, but we'll just go with it. Treasure! The signals were odd treasures! Agent 3, stop being so vogue. I'm trying to talk. 'Cause yes, they pose like that. As the treasures are collected, a radio signal is picked up from Craig, as he's talking with a familiar voice, who introduces himself as Mr. Grizz!
Oh.
These discussions draw the new Squidbeak's platoon's attention to the rocket in the middle of Alterna, which seems to be Mr. Grizz's headquarters. However, it's covered in fuzzy ooze. What can we do?
Who's Craig?
Captain Craig Cuttlefish.
Oh, okay.
He's not captain anymore, so his name's just Craig now.
His name is Craig now.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification, because...
Yeah, I understand. His
he's
first...
Mr. Bondage. Okay, I got it.
Oh, good. I'm sorry, everyone. This is my mom.
Hi!
That's my mom.
They didn't choose me. They stuck with me.
We chose to stay. But let's go to the rocket! Talk about a close shave. The treasure is assembled into something. The captain takes these motorized blades and uses them to clear all the fur from the rocket, allowing Agent 3 to approach. During this section, Deep Cut also comes and goes, "Give us the treasure!" And Marie goes, "Yeah, go ahead." And Shiver's just like, "Wow, yeah, you're my new favorite person. You're my boss now."
Oh.
So this does end up leading to Marie being Deep Cut's manager now.
Okay.
So that happened. I don't understand them. They're wonderful. I love them. Yeah, they do pass around the brain cell like it's hot potato.
Yep. A little bit. We got a little bit of that going on, yep. They probably do need a manager.
But let's talk about the death of Craig Cuttlefish.
Aww.
As Agent 3 climbs the rocket, Mr. Grizz is heard over the radio about how he's going to shower the world with fuzzy ooze to reintroduce mammals to Earth after they went extinct. He also states that he needs the spirit, the vessel, and the wisdom of ages. Craig screams, and when Agent 3 reaches the top of the rocket, it's too late. So he's all shriveled up on the floor. But Mr. Grizz is unmasked. I can still hear Rassicas's tears. That's, the primary lore YouTuber. Shoutouts to them, they're awesome. They do a lot of translations and stuff. But the camera pans and we see Mr. Grizz for the first time. He's an actual bear! Who could have seen that coming?
I don't know. I'm surprised he's not an AI, so...
I think I predicted that back in Splatoon 2.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
It's not hard to guess.
It's not hard to guess, no. But he was on board the Ark Polaris for 12,000 years, still conscious in his cryosleep. When it crash-landed, he was the only survivor and one of the only mammals still left alive. He was devastated. I know, that's so sad. Because, like, he also knew he was going to space, and he was excited to go to space. He wanted to go to space.
Space!
But no, now he has to deal with Earth.
Yeah, Earth's a little overrated sometimes.
Yeah. But that means we get to the creation of fuzzy ooze. Things are getting hairy. Mr. Grizz could not let this stand, and he experimented with his own fur and golden eggs, creating the fuzzy ooze. In order to cover the Earth with the stuff, he needed more eggs, far more than he could collect himself. So he founded Grizzco, and the past 5 years have finally given him enough eggs to launch the rocket. He takes off before anyone can stop him. And yes, the bear doing science is an actual thing, an actual image from the actual game. Yes, he is holding the test tube like that.
It's a beaker, but yes.
Yes, the beaker, yes. Oh my god.
Me.
Like...
Bear science!
Like, every time I get to this point, I just feel like I've been punched.
Okay.
It just keeps coming.
I don't know, this seems like pretty normal weird for me. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh yeah, also the revival of Craig Cuttlefish.
What?
Did you think they'd actually let him die?
I have no idea.
I mean, I was kind of suspecting they wouldn't.
The captain cries a single tear, rehydrating Craig into a yummy dried squid treat. We're all doomed, but at least Gramps can suffer with us. He's also still very articulate after a bear stole his brain. I'm gonna give him that.
He's lucky he didn't get eaten by nobody.
You know what? That's very true. I guess luckily little Buddy's, like, often, like, in your little backpack a lot of the time. He's very adorable. But that means we need to send Agent 3 to space. Deep Cut to the rescue! Fry summons a swarm of eels to create an ink tornado, while Shiver calls for a shark for Agent 3 to ride on. Big Man gives them a space helmet. Wouldn't want to get too wild. And with that, Agent 3 and Small Fry catch up with the rocket in orbit.
So they build a fucking Sharknado to send you to space.
Yes, they build a Sharknado to send you to space.
Yeah, this is like the best finale Splatoon has ever had.
Oh, jeez.
Because, yeah, we do have to fight in space against Desmond the Moon Bear.
Oh my fucking god.
But is he even a bear anymore?
He's vaguely bear-shaped.
Yeah. Mr. Grizz fights you while on the outside of the rocket. While you have him on the ropes for a time, he explodes the rocket and absorbs all the fuzzy ooze into his body, sending Agent 3 careening into space, only to then be rescued by DJ Octavio in his mech suit. Oh yeah, he's in this story.
He's free!
Deus Ex Machina. And that means Calamari Incantation strikes again! It's not a finale without it! In some sort of holy combination between ancestral lineage, eating a fuck ton of fuzzy ooze, aka golden eggs, and DJ Octavio creating a live calamari incantation remix, Little Buddy turns into the legendary Huge Fry, so they can fight off Mr. Grizz in an epic kaiju battle to keep Mr. Grizz from using his own body to cover the planet in fuzz.
Yeah, and this just keeps getting better.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so lore-wise, only 1 in 10,000 salmonids can become a Huge Fry, so we know that this is something that Little Buddy has always been able to do, but we aren't entirely sure what the catalyst is for him being able to do it. So we have, like, lots of different theories, and that's why this slide is so fucking complicated. There's a lot going on here.
Okay.
I have so many questions.
We're supposed to be the ones with questions. You're supposed to be the one with answers.
And I have been giving so many of them, but I can't answer this one.
Either way, the little fish is now a big fucking fish in space.
Yeah.
Fighting him, the moon bear's gonna vomit on the planet, and then the big space fish's gotta stop him. Okay.
Yeah. Notably, I also want to say that Huge Fry is not the same thing as a king salmonid. These have 2 entirely different causes.
Oh, sure.
Moving on. The day is saved again! With a combination of Huge Fry's teeth and a laser from the Octobot King, Mr. Grizz is defeated and left to float in space for eternity. That said, who runs Grizzco now? Well, Little Judd seems to be pawful busy these days. To be continued?
Oh my.
Yeah, after you beat the story mode, Little Judd is always wearing a little headset, and, well...
That's not suspicious at all.
Yeah, there's also, like, a pencil holder in Grizzco that's patterned like Judd, so we're like, oh boy. Splatoon 4 is gonna be interesting.
And it's nice that whole I wanna kill Judd subplot might actually, get to be a plot.
Yeah, I mean, we do have some sunken scrolls that show that he has attempted several times, but he seems to be impervious.
Judd does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he has been worshipped for a long time.
Yeah, that immortality serum works wonders.
I mean, it's like somebody in all that history has probably been really pissed at Judd for judging the other team as the victor, so...
He probably ate them.
That's a theme in this game set. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He probably ate them.
So, yeah, that's the main story of Splatoon 3. So that means we gotta move on to the DLC with Marina, the game dev. For once, it's something that doesn't come easy to her.
What about the Splatfest?
We haven't had that yet, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I've been theorizing about what it's gonna be, and it's really hard to come up with a Splatfest with 3 types in it. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, the best thing I've come up with is, like, sea, land, and sky, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the way they'd go with that.
Yeah? Don't know. Don't know.
But, yeah, so, meanwhile, while all this is happening, Marina is attempting to make her Memverse project a reality. The idea is to help sanitized people out by giving them back their memories, which should, in theory, break the brainwashing given to them. The problem is that Tartar didn't label or sort the memories of sanitized victims, as they were useless in its eyes. Plus, development time is tight around the world tour, so she hires out some Octoling friends from when she was in the military to help her out.
Okay.
She's busy! She's got so many projects going on.
Yeah, happens.
It does happen. I relate. But here's Marina's plan. By creating code which replicates part of a person's soul, called a palette, memories from a given Octoling can return to them as they play the game, which is hooked into Kamambo Co's systems. Issue being that there's a backdoor in the most popular phone brand, which theoretically could let a hacker pull anyone's soul into the Memverse without their consent. Marina makes a note to let the company know later, but we wouldn't have a plot if she did, now would we?
Right.
Okay, so we're following. Souls in a computer, we're moving forward, right?
I think so.
There's one slight catch. Only one.
Sure.
Kamambo Co's systems are kind of fucky. Having all the memories of so many people shoved into one code, it starts to get ideas. It witnesses the Octolings in the Octarian army and how they wish that Marina and the others had never left. And determines that change is terrible, actually. When Marina brings Pearl and 8 into the Memverse for the first time, it begins to enact a plan, using Marina's soul as a host to help it achieve a world of order.
Ah!
Yeah, the pieces, they're starting to fit together. So welcome to the Memverse, your new digital home.
Oh boy.
Pearl and 8, having no idea what's going on without Marina to guide them, head to the spire and find a sanitized octoling in the elevator. Hey, that's DJ Deadfish! They introduce themselves as Marina's old friend, Oct. Since they're also looking for Marina, it's time to team up. Also, Pearl is a robot.
Okay.
I know. It just keeps coming. So then we gotta save Marina. After ascending the tower and beating up Marina, you win the tutorial. Beating up Marina frees the program that was puppeting her soul, now named Order, and lets them pull people into the Memverse en masse in a process called grayscaling.
Okay.
So, grayscaling? Just how many flavors of horror can we inflict on people? The Splatoon devs, probably. Grayscaling is the process of pulling someone into the Memverse and erasing their will to make them on autopilot, both in-game and out. It's also taken over the tower, so climbing it again is going to be very hard. If only we had a test subject that was put through 80 rigorous tests to determine if they were worthy of being a perfect life form. I wonder where we can find someone like that.
That would be awfully convenient if you could track someone like that down, I suppose.
Very convenient. It would be...
It sounds... I don't know. I'm remembering some former DLC that might have done just that.
Oh yeah, we're in side order, by the way. I don't know if I actually said that out loud. But yeah, Oct is a little bit miffed, but like, Marina's just very apologetic. Like, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. Oh no.
Yes and no.
There's no way she could have seen this coming.
Well, and she didn't create the mess in the first place either, so...
No. Sometimes messes are just created.
And then I went back 2 steps. I was like, well, yeah, sometimes people create an AI that holds all of human knowledge, and that ends up going sideways. Who would have guessed? Wow.
Especially because it was awake for 12,000 years, alone.
Yeah, humans get lonely if they don't have company for lunch sometimes.
Yeah. So moving on. Agent 4 is grayscaled.
Aww.
When Marina asked Agent 4 for help with the Memverse, they became a target for Order's attack and was one of the first to be grayscaled. This is never elaborated on again or really resolved in-game. Anyway...
What?
In a dev interview, they confirm that Agent 4 is fine after the plot happens, but really, they just put Agent 4 here and just go, alright, have fun. Their boss fight is called Parallel Canon. And it's like, it feels so dark and then they don't touch on it ever again.
I'm just gonna leave this here. Okay, bye.
It's like that time on, I think it was like, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for like the Game Gear, the Master System, where if you don't get the good ending, Tails just fucking dies.
What?
Okie dokie then.
I would ask when this happened, but you did just give a source.
I mean, it's just kind of, you see a vision of him off in the sky with no real resolution to what happened to him, so it's not confirmed, but it's easy to fill in that blank. They don't tell you otherwise.
Yeah, similar situation, until we have a dev interview. And it's like, is this one of the things we needed to say for the dev interview?
Please don't kill the goober.
Please don't kill the goober. Agreed. But let's talk about Overlorder. Octopuses don't have bones. Silly computer. When 8 finally reaches Order, an epic boss fight ensues involving a lot of explosions. But when 8 is about to win, it unleashes its mass grayscale attack, and the world begins to go still. Would you believe it? They play music to counter grayscaling, and the music gives them the strength to fight back. A Splatoon game where the fight happens because of music. It's groundbreaking.
For the 3rd time in a row.
Actually, every single finale has had, a motivational music. It's just the main storyline has, Calamari Incantation, and, the DLCs have had, some off-the-hook music.
Alright, continue.
Because Pearl fires a rainbow scream laser, exploding Order and saving the day.
Okay.
This is the best screenshot I could find.
Yay, damage numbers.
Yeah. Can somebody, get, a good screenshot of this for the wiki, please? I need help with this. I can't properly capture my game right now, and it's making me sad. But that reveals Smollusk. Curse that Pearl. She's too cool. Pearl's scream broke something in Order's code and turned it into Smollusk, revealing that Order really was just a child who lacked basic understandings of the world. It's not the only entity in the code that's attained sentience, making the Memverse a small ecosystem of its own. After some trial and error, Smollusk is accepted as the official final boss of the Memverse. It accepts this role happily, now understanding that there's value in change. It also can't grayscale anymore, even if it tried.
Yay!
Yay!
So, Marina has a child now. Little code baby.
So yeah, it falls into the trope of you beat it up and then you adopt it.
Yeah, it really does.
It's kind of like how, to mention our other popular lore episode again, it's like, yeah, the final bosses of Kirby games are either dead or his new friend.
Yeah, similar vibe. So he's adorable.
Yep.
Like, it's adorable, yeah. So that's the end for now. Ascending the final elevator, 8 gets all their memories back at long last? ? It's slightly up in the air. We're pretty sure that's what happened, but when you clear with your own palette, you get Oct memories? It's unclear. And Oct finally breaks free of sanitization and charges the Metro massive royalties for using their music without permission. Repeatedly clearing Side Order progressively shakes off the last of the grayscaling attempts, and peace returns to the world once again, with the tech able to be used to help sanitized folks recover. As of writing, we don't have Splatoon 3's Final Fest, which I didn't think was going to come up before this point, but thank you for preemptively asking that.
You are so welcome. Didn't want you to think I wasn't paying attention.
You absolutely are paying attention.
All right, well, thank you, Honeyshuckle, for taking all of this time to introduce all of us to some of the deeper layers of Splatoon lore. Of course, these are actually the shallow layers of Splatoon lore, but...
Yeah, because, every single band in this game has lore attached to it, because there are fictional bands in the universe to play the diegetic music, so each one of them has band members that have their own backstories.
It's like, Hypnospace was only scratching the surface of how far fictional bands can go.
Yeah, so, none of them have as much depth as, the idols do. They, have collabs with each other, they break up between games, form new bands between games. It's wild, but I actually do have a couple more slides to show.
Okay, Splatoon, it's about musicians. Didn't you know?
Yeah, it's about musicians. It doesn't need to be about squids. Why would it be about squids?
And certainly not about war or battles or anything like that. No.
Yeah. It's about the music. The music.
So I'm going to use these slides to highlight the common theme of Splatoon lore, which is that, in conclusion, the world of Splatoon is alive. Every iteration is full of change. Characters grow up. They aren't magically cured from things that happen to them. And to fight against change is dangerous for yourself and for others. And so we keep going, but we don't forget. Rest in peace, original Splatoon servers from 2015 to 2024.
We will be both a kid and a squid in your honor.
In your honor, yeah. Shoutouts to the translators, including but not limited to Rassicas, Inkopedia editors, Beard Bear, Prosafia Gaming, and more for cutscene footage. I would put everybody's names in here, but my watch history is so long I can't find you. I am sorry.
You're cool, though.
You're awesome. Also, shoutouts to my friends who proofread and sat through my presentations. And also thanks to viewers like you.
Thank you.
Yes. I have this massive weight lifted off my chest.
Oh, yeah. I could think of another one that's gonna be even better, but...
What? Oh, a weight lift off my chest. I was like, what sort of lore presentation are you going to saddle me with this time? Okay, I wasn't saddled with this. Don't take that away from this.
Mm-mm.
But I know what you mean now.
She's working on a big project that she'll feel really fantastic when it's over, and her stream audience knows exactly what I'm talking about, but you guys will all just have to wait.
Yeah, I can't wait, actually. Yes, I can, but I'm very eager to see when this is all done.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, congratulations, Honeyshuckle. This has been amazing. I can't wait to see how the reception for all of this project goes.
High five.
Thank you so much for going to all the trouble.
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys have any questions, anything you want to know more about, you can ask me later. I'm tired. And you guys watching, if you have any questions, put them in the comments section. I do read the comments, and I heart comments, and I also love comments.
All right. Why don't you take a rest now? This has been Collab Not Multiplayer. I'm GiggleClutz.
I'm HoneyshuckleEX.
And I'm Sackbot Barbecue.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.